hour-long meeting between Ms. Clinton and Amma Hillary Clinton promises that US is looking at innovative ways to help Lankan Tamils return home. In her wish list, Jayalalitha also raises the issue of the limited number of H-1B visas, among other industry-centric demands. The visiting US Secretary of State charms Chennaiites with her warm vanakkam and lauds Tamil Nadu for being educated and industrialized.
I am delighted to be here today.
The VIP diplomat cheers special folk performances at the Kalakshetra Foundation under the famous banyan tree. Taking a cue from M. Karunanidhi, DMK's General Secretary challenges a commission's inquiry into the new secretariat construction. And the state government tells the Madras High Court that IPL will now be brought under the Tamil Nadu Entertainment Tax Act. Welcome to the news tonight on NDTV Hindu. I'm Evelyn Matthew, bringing to you all of the day's top stories this Wednesday night. Let's also scan some of the stories making headlines across the nation and the world as well. Hillary Clinton says she admires India's progress. Our bonds are stronger than our differences. After the Murdoch grilling, Britain's Prime Minister David Cameron defends his record in Britain's phone hacking scandal. Suhail Hindustani becomes the second person to be arrested in the cash for vote scam. He was allegedly the middleman in the saga. All faiths that have not originated in India are Western and their followers outsiders, says BJP leader Dhananjay. The city of Chennai had a high-profile visitor today. It was none other than the US Secretary of State, Ms. Hillary Rodham Clinton, in what was a powered meeting between two strong women personalities. The Chief Minister, Ms. Jayalalitha, sat down with Ms. Clinton for an hour of conversation discussing trade, politics, social and economic issues as well. But the highlight was the war crimes against the Sri Lankan ethnic Tamils that got an instant reassuring reply. Hillary Clinton today voiced concern over the plight of internally displaced persons in Sri Lanka and said her country was looking at some innovative and creative ideas to break the impasse over the Sri Lankan Tamils issue. In her wish list, Jayalalitha also expressed concern over reduction in the issue of H-1B visas, even though in terms of numbers of visas issued, the Chennai US consulate was the second largest in the world. In the exchange of pleasantries, Jayalalitha was also congratulated on her impressive electoral victory and complimented the state, saying that it had great potential for US investments. In response, Amma quipped that Tamil Nadu was aspiring to become a global hub in automotive industries and that there was much opportunity for the same. But what stole the show today was the true blue Tamil greeting and sign-off by the top diplomat. Vanakkam was how the visiting US Secretary of State charmed her way with Chennaiites at her first public address in the city. In fact, that was at the Anna Centenary Library. Well, the response was an overwhelming roar of approval from her audience. The top diplomat today paid tribute to India, its democracy and its pluralism.
And as a Secretary of State in the Obama administration, but this is the first opportunity to come to this extraordinary coastal city here in the South, and one that means so much to so many in my own country and elsewhere, and to be in Tamil Nadu, who is a state that is one of the most industrialized, globalized, and educated in all of India. We have new initiatives linking students and businesses and communities, and one of my personal favorites is the Passport to India, a program designed to bring more American students to study in India to match the great numbers of Indian students that come to America to study. And President Obama recognized this when he said that the United States looks forward to a reformed United Nations Security Council that includes India as a permanent member. There is no better place to discuss India's leadership in the region to its east than here in Chennai. In this port city, looking out at the Bay of Bengal and beyond to the nations of East and Southeast Asia, we are easily reminded of India's historic role in the wider region. Here in Chennai, we can see how much a society can achieve when all citizens fully are participating in the political and economic life of their country. Every citizen of Sri Lanka deserves the same hope and opportunity for a better future. And so when we look at what will happen in Afghanistan, the United States will not abandon our values or support a political process that undoes the progress that has been made in the past decade. Reconciliation, achieving it and maintaining it, will depend on the participation of all of Afghanistan's neighbors, including both Pakistan and India.
I would like to believe that she would have a certain agenda to follow, and I'm sure if she's addressing us, there must be a reason to that. Of course, something that I don't understand. I'm not a politician.
Yeah, that she wants the youth to be involved in it, and she wants our support very badly so that she can get into all the deals and she can, make all the nations united to work for a global peace.
She mostly stressed her points on Afghanistan, and she was promising that they'll combat their troops by 2014. But we expected a different kind of speech. We thought it will be more to youth oriented, but it was totally about all agreements and pacts. So we are a bit disappointed.
And to work for a world that is worthy of our dreams. So let us commit to do so. Thank you all very much.
With hundreds of students and invitees expecting Ms. Clinton to talk a lot more about the Sri Lankan issue, her continued focus on Afghanistan probably left a huge chunk of them disappointed. But her continuous praises on Chennai and this very auditorium definitely left the crowd charmed. In Chennai, Pratiksha Ramkumar for NDTV Hindu.
Now, the city witnessed beauty and discipline when the lights, camera and action all came together as the visiting U.S. Secretary of State stood enthralled as she was treated to the rich art renditions of Mohiniyattam, Kathakali and the local flavor of Bharatanatyam. Flanked by the director of Kalakshetra, also the chairperson of the censor board, Ms. Leela Sampson, the American top diplomat looked on with awe and took out time even for a special photo op with the talented young bunch. And in the most poignant manner, it was under the famous banyan tree at Kalakshetra that Hillary witnessed these performances and couldn't help smiling year to year seeing that extraordinary event. Now, the first ever meeting between the American Secretary of State and Chief Minister Jayalalitha may well turn out to be a great investment for the state, with Jayalalitha laying out the track on why Chennai is an investor's destination. Our principal correspondent Peer Muhammad has more.
It was a power meeting between two strong political leaders and one that promises more mileage for the Tamil Nadu growth vehicle. But first, Chief Minister wanted the US consulate in Chennai to restore H-1B visas to the earlier number of 1,95,000. Currently, it stands at 65,000. US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton congratulated the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu on her impressive electoral victory, which would be the envy of any politician in the world. Politically as well, the first of its kind meeting is likely to be a shot in the arm for Jayalalitha, given Hillary Clinton's stand on the Lankan issue.
Every citizen of Sri Lanka deserves the same hope and opportunity for a better future.
Sources say the Chief Minister's pitch for attracting more US investments in the automobile sector and the solar energy generation may find some takers. The right mix of politics and trade in the interaction has given lots of PR points for the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. In Chennai, with Peer Muhammad, this is Ashmit Kumar for NDTV Hindu.
Now, in between meeting political heads and industry captains, this global leader, Hillary Clinton, took time out to express solidarity with the women of Tamil Nadu. Amidst tight security, Ms. Clinton spoke to hundreds of women assembled at the Working Women's Forum in Mylapore. The forum, having grown from 800 to over 1 million members, drew the appreciation and admiration of the US Secretary of State. She identified various social evils such as violence against women, oppression and discrimination that needed urgent attention. She also laid emphasis on the increased partnership and cooperation in the field. As an extension, Goldman Sachs Financial Services Bellwether will be training and equipping nearly 10,000 local women towards becoming self-reliant.
She said that she is going to bring in the Goldman Sachs group to train 10,000 women so that many more women will have the opportunity of training, moving from ordinary street vending or pavement hawking to entrepreneurship or to. And thirdly, she said that we are looking forward to continuous partnership.
She was talking about violence against women. She was talking about participation of women in local self-governance. And, she was talking about, again, kind of marketing their ways, strength, giving them the kind of training to take their, skills to a global level, to a global market level. So this is what she was talking about. And she also shared, her experiences of having witnessed similar kind of efforts in Latin America, in South Africa. And so she was basically pointing out to the fact that the concept of self-help is something very, very powerful.
If it was Hillary Clinton's first visit to Chennai, well, there was a first for Chennaiites too, like the security that was in place for her. Chennaiites felt it but did not quite see it. Our correspondent Salim brings you more on the visit where our khaki cops rubbed shoulders with the men in black.
A few seconds. Okay, a couple of minutes only, and Hillary Clinton drove into the sprawling Anna Centenary Library. No traffic snarls, no diversions. And for once, Chennaiites could not complain that a politician's visit was affecting their daily life. But that is only an invisibility cloak, like the ones you saw in Harry Potter movies. But behind the scenes, a lot went on. The watchful eyes of men in black, sniffer dogs flown in specially from the USA to vet the venues, outer security men who would put to shame the bar bouncers you may have seen in Hollywood flicks, and our own khaki police on rooftops. And if you're asking yourself if our own security system is not good enough for a top American politician, well, listen in.
I found the security actually rather tight compared to what I'm used to, even for high officials in the United States. I don't remember a similar level of security when I went to hear President Clinton speak when he was president, for instance.
Security was really tight and it was well organized.
But the winner in all this? Chennaiites, of course. While the top cops were kept on their toes, there were hardly any traffic snarls, while Hillary's jam sessions with the Chief Minister and City went on. In Chennai, with correspondent Salim, Kuku Alex for NDTV Hindu.
Up ahead on the news tonight, will the IPL come under the tax in Tamil Nadu? At least that's what Amma is gunning for.